Let's be honest, people rarely admit this, but being friendless isn't always a coincidence. More often, it's the outcome of particular psychological patterns, ways of thinking, behaving, and seeing the world that make genuine connection nearly impossible. This isn't about being shy or introverted, it goes much deeper than that. Here's what psychology reveals about people who end up walking through life alone even when they crave connection. 1. They overthink every social interaction. People who lack close friends usually think too much, especially about people. They replay every conversation, scrutinize each word, and worry about how they might have come across. It comes from something called hyper-self-awareness, when your brain constantly monitors how others perceive you. It sounds intelligent, but socially it's poison. Because when your mind's analyzing, your presence disappears. You can't relax, and others pick up that tension. It creates invisible distance. Even when you try to connect, you seem detached, not because you want to be, but because your brain is too busy observing instead of participating. 2. They have little tolerance for superficiality. You can spot fake behavior instantly: forced laughter, attention-seeking drama. Once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Psychologists call this high social perception. It's often linked to people with strong emotional intelligence. But here's the dark twist. When you see through people, you stop playing along. You don't fake interest, you don't flatter, you don't pretend to be impressed. And in a world built on polite small talk and shallow validation, that kind of honesty isolates you. You're not rude, you're real. But realness unsettles people. They misread your silence as arrogance, your independence as pride, your calmness as superiority. They pull away not because you're cold, but because you make their warmth look staged. 3. They're too self-sufficient for most social dynamics. Friendships often thrive on small dependencies, shared feelings, mutual reassurance, and constant checking in. But people who stay alone tend to need none of that. They regulate their emotions internally and solve their problems in solitude. Psychologists call this emotional self-reliance. It looks like strength on paper, but in reality, it breeds isolation. Because human bonds grow through vulnerability. When you never ask for help, never open up, never reveal emotional need, people subconsciously feel unneeded and slowly stop trying. You don't reject others directly, you just leave no room for them to matter. You're not unlikable, you're simply too self-contained for most people to enter. 4. They resist group mentality. Those who struggle to maintain friendships often share one trait: strong individualism. They don't follow trends, mimic behaviors, or conform just to belong. It's not rebellion, it's wiring. Psychologists refer to it as low social conformity. It's what makes you unique, but also what makes you an outsider. You think independently, speak bluntly, and question what others accept without thought. That earns respect, but not closeness. Because people connect through similarity, not difference. When everyone laughs, you're analyzing the joke. When everyone agrees, you're wondering why. When everyone follows, you quietly step back. That distance keeps you honest, but it also keeps you alone.
5. They struggle with emotional reciprocity. Here's a truth most people avoid. Some struggle with friendship because they don't know how to emotionally mirror others. They understand logic, not warmth. They know how to help, but not how to share. Psychology links this to alexithymia, difficulty identifying or expressing emotions. You care deeply, but you don't show it in ways people recognize. They admire your intelligence, but feel disconnected from your heart. You think being dependable is enough, but people don't just want support, they want to feel seen. And when they don't, they slowly fade away. It's not that you're emotionless, you just process feelings privately, and by the time you're ready to express them, the moment has passed. Most people without friends didn't lose them suddenly. It happened through subtle habits: replying too late, showing too little emotion, refusing to fake what others do. They became too aware, too detached, too precise for a world that runs on emotional noise. But here's what most miss. Being alone doesn't mean you're broken. It means your mind values truth over belonging. You can't fake connection, and you refuse to dilute who you are just to fit in. You stand alone not because no one understands you, but because few can match your depth. You don't need to change who you are. Just understand how your traits shape your relationships. Once you do, you'll stop asking, "Why don't I have friends?" and start realizing, not everyone is built to handle me. If you want to understand how your mind really works, not the sugar-coated version, subscribe. Because here, we don't talk about motivation. We talk about psychology that reveals the truth.